What makes a civilization rise from the dirt and carve its name into stone? Why do empires fall, even after centuries of glory? And how did we, fragile humans, go from hunting antelope with sticks to launching satellites into space? This is not just history. This is the entire story of us. It began in silence. For tens of thousands of years, humans wandered naked, hungry, and small beneath the stars. Then, somewhere between the Tigris and Euphrates, something shifted. We began to settle. We planted seeds. We built homes from mud and brick. And just like that, civilization was born. Mesopotamia, the land between two rivers, was where it all started. The Sumerians built the first cities, Uruk, and Lagash. They invented writing, the wheel, and the idea of kingship. They worshipped gods of sky and storm, recorded taxes on clay tablets, and etched humanity's earliest myths into stone. Soon, the Akkadians, Babylonians, and Assyrians rose and fell in bloody succession, each leaving ruins behind, testaments to ambition, war, and legacy. Further west, the Nile whispered to another people. Egypt rose not with conquest, but with rhythm, flood, plant, harvest, repeat. Their pharaohs claimed divinity. Their pyramids clawed at the sky. They mummified the dead, spoke to gods in glyphs, and built for eternity. For 3,000 years, Egypt remained until new powers stirred in the north. In the east, the Indus Valley cities of Mohenjo-Daro and Harappa flourished with precision grid streets, sewage systems, and undeciphered scripts. Then they vanished, mysteriously. As the Vedic age dawned and new traditions were born, Sanskrit, Hinduism, and the caste system. India would go on to cradle empires, the Maurya, who spread Buddhism under Ashoka, and the Gupta, who reveled in Golden Age achievements in science and art. Meanwhile, China was uniting. The Yellow River birthed the Shang and Zhou dynasties. They believed in the mandate of heaven, a divine right to rule. Then came the Qin, ruthless, efficient, and monumental. They built walls, great ones. They burned books and buried scholars. But they also gave China its name. The Han dynasty followed, expanding trade routes, what we now call the Silk Road, and spreading culture across Asia. Across the oceans, empires rose with no knowledge of wheels, iron, or horses. The Olmec, Maya, and Aztec in Mesoamerica built towering pyramids, mastered astronomy, and spilled blood to feed the gods. In the Andes, the Inca stitched together mountain roads and terraced farms, ruled from the heights of Machu Picchu, and held an empire together with knots of string called quipu. Back in the Mediterranean, a new force emerged, small, fractured city-states with big ideas. Athens gave us democracy, Sparta gave us warriors, and together, they fought off Persian invasions and wars that still echo in legend. Then came Alexander the Great, a Macedonian prince who carved an empire from Greece to India, spreading Hellenistic culture like wildfire before dying at just 32. Rome began with a myth, a wolf, two brothers, and a murder. It became a republic, then an empire. Rome built roads, aqueducts, and laws that outlasted its emperors. From Caesar's assassination to Nero's madness, from the Colosseum to Constantinople, Rome's story is one of blood and brilliance. And though the Western Empire fell in 476 CE, the eastern half, the Byzantine Empire, would endure another 1,000 years. In the 7th century, a prophet emerged in the deserts of Arabia. Islam spread fast, uniting tribes, building caliphates, and ushering in a golden age of knowledge. Baghdad, Cairo, and Cordoba became centers of learning. They preserved Greek texts, invented algebra, mapped the stars, and debated philosophy while Europe lay in feudal darkness. Europe slowly reawakened. The Middle Ages brought castles and cathedrals. Then the Renaissance reignited art, science, and the human spirit. Columbus sailed west. Luther hammered his theses. Newton watched an apple fall. Empires spread across oceans, for better and worse, reshaping continents through trade and conquest. In China, dynasties rose and fell, the Tang, Song, Yuan, Ming, each leaving legacies of invention, exploration, and power. Japan, once isolated, emerged with samurai code and shogun rule. Mongols thundered in from the steppe, uniting the largest land empire ever known. Africa's story is not just Egypt. Ghana, Mali, and Songhai built wealth on gold and trade. Timbuktu rivaled Europe in learning. Great Zimbabwe stood with stone towers and mystery. While often overlooked, Africa was never silent. Its civilizations pulsed with power and pride. Then came revolution. In America, France, Haiti, the people rose. Then came machines.
The Industrial Revolution changed everything, how we live,
Work, fight, and think. Cities grew. Smoke filled the skies. New ideologies sparked wars and movements. The 20th century was both triumph and tragedy. 2 world wars shattered old empires. The Cold War froze the world in fear. Decolonization redrew the map. Technology shrunk it again. We landed on the moon, split the atom, and wired ourselves into a digital age. And now, we are billions, bound by wires, yet divided by history, still struggling with the ancient questions. Who are we? Where are we going? But from sticks and stones to steel and silicon, from then to now. So there you have it, the entire history of human civilization in a nutshell. From the ancient river valleys of Mesopotamia and Egypt to the mighty empires of Greece, Rome, India, China, the Islamic world, and the Americas. From the rise of Europe through the Renaissance, the Enlightenment, and the Industrial Revolution, all the way to the wars that shattered the 20th century and the technologies that connect us today. Our journey has been one of triumph and tragedy, brilliance and brutality, but always of change. Thanks for joining us on this epic exploration of humanity's story. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more captivating documentaries. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring.